Hey guys, LevelCap here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Galaxy drops in Planetside 2, the function of the Galaxy, how to get one, what kind of upgrades it comes with. So right here you're looking at the Galaxy in basically just the Vehicles tab. You can get there by hitting Escape or M, and then going to the little Vehicles tab at the bottom of the screen. And you can customize its loadout. By default, it starts with a gun on the left wing and right wing, a tail gun, so you actually have 3 guns to start with. You can purchase another gun that sits on top of the Galaxy, and then if you go into the certifications tab, it's got a whole bunch of certs. A lot of them are still locked, some of them just got unlocked, so I haven't even put any into a lot of the Galaxies, but you can actually get it to fly faster, you can give it more armor, get it to repair faster. There's a lot of things you can do to customize this flying troop transport. Now each Galaxy can hold up to 12 soldiers, and I believe this can be any kind of soldiers that you want. You can have maxes in here, but the cool thing about the Galaxy is it has a weapons and equipment terminal. So once you set it down, you can actually go up to the side of the Galaxy and change your class to anything you want, get more ammo, reacquire your health. Right now I'm trying to land it near a base. We're taking a lot of anti-air fire from an anti-air max. I'm going to set it down. Now once you set it down, you can hit B and you'll see this little blinking mobilizing thing on your screen, and once that is done, the Galaxy deploys stronger shields so it can absorb more ground fire and really act as sort of like a tiny little base or a piece of cover. Now I've switched to engineer here to try and repair it because we're taking a lot of ground fire, and I believe X Factor and Frope are trying to take out some of the guys. I did just get taken out there, but once you deploy the Galaxy on the ground, it acts as a mobile spawn point, so I can redeploy on the Galaxy. That's what I'm going to try and do as engineer and sort of save the Galaxy, keep it repairing. And it's on fire right now. You can see it's hurting a lot. I sort of just set it down in a pretty hot zone, which is something you generally don't want to risk unless you've got a full Galaxy, but we only had 3 of us, so we're really working to keep it alive right now. In fact, a good tactic is to have somebody stay in 1 or 2 of the guns when you land it, especially if you're in a hot zone, because they're completely protected from incoming fire aside from the health of the Galaxy itself. And then they can basically suppress infantry. The guns on the wings and the tail are actually very good at taking out both infantry and aircraft, so they can really suppress a lot of stuff coming at you and sort of set up a base of fire for you to move out from there. So we've repaired the Galaxy fully, and now we can go and assault this base. And what's another cool thing about this is if you have purchased the Galaxy and it costs 400 alloys, which are the little yellow resource, and you deploy it somewhere, and the rest of your team can actually spawn on the Galaxy. It doesn't just have to be your squad. So what's cool about that is if you set it down near a hot zone in a very useful spot to spawn on, other people on your team will spawn on there, and every time one of them spawns you get 5 points. So the Galaxy really is sort of the backbone for troop transporting and spawning in Planetside 2. Now the Sunder, which is sort of a ground vehicle equivalent, it's sort of a big van with 2 guns on top that can carry a ton of troops, is apparently going to get upgraded with spawn capabilities as well, and it's going to have a few different abilities than the Galaxy, but at the moment Galaxies are just going to be in every battle. You need them in every battle to get spawn points at good locations for your teammates to spawn on and keep the battle going. Now in this clip here we've managed to sort of repel the enemies, and there's definitely a few glitches in this game. It's very much a beta, but we managed to cap the station, and our influence is capping it, and there we go. We each get 500 points for turning this territory, and after we clean up the remaining enemies here, we can then make it back to the Galaxy and take off to another location. Now you can't just set a Galaxy down anywhere. There's a lot of bases that have a huge amount of anti-air turrets and anti-tank turrets built onto them, which will really force you to deploy your Galaxies at a distance. Here is a base called the Crown, and this is a highly sought over base because it's right smack dab in the center of the map. It's got a air rearming pads on it, and it just overlooks a lot of key points. You can really move out from here, so owning the Crown is very important. And I've managed to set the Galaxy down almost right next to the Crown, behind one of the B capture point buildings, and I'm sort of readjusting it right now because trying to get it to properly mobilize and set up the shields. You need to have a flat surface and a good piece of ground for it to mobilize. And there we go, I got it to mobilize. It sort of flashed with the shields activating, and now I can go out on heavy assault and attack the base and not really worry about the Galaxy too much, knowing that you know, everybody in my squad is going to be able to spawn there and sort of take care of it. So if somebody else spawns on the Galaxy and notices that it's on fire or it's damaged a lot, they can then just switch to engineer and start repairing it. So it's not just my job. And that's one of the what I'm shooting at right now is one of the anti-tank turrets, which is definitely good for taking out infantry. And we're all playing heavies, and we're trying to take down that turret, shooting tons of rockets into it. And that thing is very strong, so it's going to take a little while. But before we progress forward, we really want to take it out because it will just demolish our infantry. Now this particular clip here is just an absolute awesome use of the Galaxy. As you can see, I'm getting a lot of +5s for spawning bonuses. And that's not just for my squad, that's for my whole team. My whole team has access to it, and I've managed to park the Galaxy in a semi-protected zone on top of a very hard to get to place. So rather than my whole team, when they die, assaulting this base, having to spawn back at the bottom of the hill and sort of progress up the hill and, you know, run for a few minutes just to get back up here, they can now spawn on the Galaxy right on top of the hill, and we can reinforce the battle much faster. So a small squad with the Galaxy can actually be a huge impact on larger battles because you're providing a spawn point for your entire team, not just your squad. Now, I think my previous videos you've probably seen me run as heavy. I do play a lot of classes, but heavy assault is just such a great class for assaulting bases. Now, it's important to have medics and stuff in the mix as well, but heavy assaults basically get machine guns, which have 100 rounds in a magazine. They do a lot of damage, and they have their own personal shields. Now, I'm on the flag with X Factor here, and X Factor just got taken down on his side, so, you know, we're trying to cap it over. And once we cap this flag, then they can't spawn directly on this base anymore, so they have to spawn back on their remaining points, which at this point was, well, it was just C, but we got C neutralized. So we basically managed to flip one of the harder to flip places just by putting a Galaxy down in a really good spot. So that's pretty much it for the Galaxy video. Oh, and one last thing is, with the Galaxy, you can actually bail out of the Galaxy as an infantry, not as the pilot, and not take any fall damage. So what's cool is, before you deploy the Galaxy, you can potentially have half your squad or maybe your whole squad bail out on top of maybe a key objective, a tower, and then you can go land it. So you can basically drop off all the infantry in a very useful spot. So it's kind of serves the function of like a Black Hawk helicopter at the same time, where you can just sort of fly over a building, people can pop out on top of it, and then you can go land it somewhere. So that's another really key feature of the Galaxy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you some ideas for how to better use the Galaxy, and definitely go try out the Galaxy. You know, get a squad. You're going to need a squad to make full use of it, but it's a lot of fun to fly around with and move your squad around the map, capping key objectives. I'll see you guys next time. This is LevelCap signing off.